5 seconds. Start. When law enforcers turn extortionists, the citizen looks askance and is left in a dilemma. To confront is to invite instant retaliation, and the option is only to succumb meekly to the uniformed authority even when there is patent abuse. The High Court in the instant case granted anticipatory bail to the three respondents who are accused of misusing their authority, subjecting a man and his minor daughter to undue stress, and allegedly extracting money to save them for further action with respect to a gold bar found in their baggage. The High Court threw to the winds the caution expressed by this court in the state of Jharkhand versus Sandeep Kumar, wherein an abuse of authority by way of correcting an FIR and altering the identity of accused came up for consideration. This court held that in every case of anticipatory bail, the factors which ought to weigh with the courts are the gravity of the offense, probity of the evidence, antecedents of the accused, possibilities of flight, tampering with evidence, influencing witnesses, the impact on society, and any aspect peculiar to the case or the accused. The grant of anticipatory bail, especially to a wayward police officer charged with enforcement of law, where the normal presumptions applicable to an accused layperson would not apply, was frowned upon, especially when there is a clear abuse of authority. The de facto complainant, with his daughter traveling from Mumbai in the Hapa Duronto Express, accompanied by his brother-in-law who came to see him off, were detained by police personnel of the sabotage detection detail of the railway station. While searching the passenger's baggage, a gold bar of 14 gram and cash of rupees 31,900 were detected. Allegedly, despite giving a satisfactory explanation, one of the uniformed men took a passenger along with the child and the brother-in-law to the nearby room wherein they were intimidated and verbally abused, forcing them to part with cash for restoring the gold without taking further action. The additional session judge rejected the application for anticipatory bail. The High Court allowed the same by a cryptic order after viewing the CCTV footage collected in the course of investigation, finding the accused to be wearing identity card, the de facto complainant and his daughter showing no signs of distress, coupled with the delay in lodging the FIR and unblemished service of the accused. We heard learned counsel for the state who pointed out the various guidelines as produced in the memorandum which required search and seizure to be conducted with proper video recording. The policeman had taken the de facto complainant along with the two other accompanying him to an enclosed room where there were no cameras placed. The learned state council emphasized that the state would not tolerate such excesses of the citizen and pointed out that as of now the three officers stood dismissed from service after a proper inquiry. It is argued that though a criminal trial requires a higher standard of proof, that is, beyond responsible doubt, the preponderance of probability which stood satisfied in the domestic inquiry validates the stand of the state that custodial interrogation is necessary and the grant of anticipatory bail was irregular and illegal. We were also shown the CCTV footage which the High Court viewed to find the passengers to be free of any signs of distress. The de facto complainant with the child and another adult were detained by two policemen who were carrying out routine search on the railway station, having been posted there on a security detail under the anti-sabotage unit of the railway police. We can see from the footage that after search, the two adults and a child were taken to a room and after a few minutes only the adults and the child emerged. We are surprised that the High Court observed that there is no sign of distress on them, especially when their expression are not clear in the footage. We also noticed that the two adults were moving ahead, one of them gesturing frantically with his hand while the child was trailing behind, a definite indication of distress. We also find that the time they spent inside the closed room was sufficient for the policeman to carry out the complaint of action which we hasten to observe have to be in any event proved in a criminal trial. On the above reasoning, we set aside the order of the High Court and cancel the anticipatory bail granted. The state and the police forced shall take appropriate measures. But we make it clear that observations made by us herein above are prima facie in nature and only on the propriety of granting anticipatory bail on the peculiar facts which, if found true, erodes the credibility of the force and vitiates the trust placed on them to maintain law and order, which in any event shall not govern the trial as such, full stop.